Hello everyone, I'm back. um, and I think I need to make a video where I'm basically saying I was wrong. Um, NPCs are real, it seems, and we have every right to call them that because that's literally how they act. Um, okay, maybe I'm being a little bit over dramatic, but I made a video recently, which is about non-player characters, non-playable characters in video games. Things called NPCs and how it's this popular thing we do in the truther culture, isn't it? We know where we call people who follow the programming perfectly, in a metaphorical sense, an NPC. They're just basically a programmed thing, an entity in the world that just follows the programming and doesn't veer away from it in any way, shape, or form. They have no free thoughts of their own. They just get the daily download and stick to the program, So they are non-playable characters. They are just populating the earth to fill space, and run their circuit. And I was basically saying, yeah, I understand the metaphor, great. Um, but there are people out there as well who think it's very real. Like there are literally fake people in the world as well. That does exist too, as a theory, people say, that some people literally just not don't have souls. I heard a lot of people saying, they don't have an inner monologue, and there's been tests done to say that some people, maybe it's like 1 in 5 or something. I don't know. They had a statistic, but basically, some people in this world literally do not have an inner monologue. They don't have a voice in their head. They don't. They can't talk to themselves essentially and reason things. It's just blank, So there's all this evidence people say. I don't know how much you can really say that's evidence though, because it's very subjective. You can't read people's minds, unfortunately. But it's this idea that there are people in this world who literally are just put here into the hologram because we all live in a holographic universe. Let's say it's all a simulation, and these people aren't real. And I basically said, well, I get why you say that because of the way that some people act, but I believe people do have souls. There aren't really fake people in the world. And maybe it's dangerous to think that because some people will take it to the extreme, and maybe do something stupid with that kind of knowledge and information. Maybe someone who's not very bright will fall for that thinking very quickly and hurt somebody because of it. You don't know. You've got to be careful with your language, is what I was basically trying to say. People aren't NPCs or programs in the system. They're just humans who are all at different levels of being lost. That's what I said. And then suddenly my YouTube feed this week is just full of people making videos about people on TikTok literally acting like NPCs. And I'm like, I try to defend you guys. You're just not making it easy for me, are you? Why are you doing this? Why are you acting like this? Like you literally proving the point of the people who call normies, let's call them NPCs or something. It's like I try to defend you, but my word, you just make it so difficult. And this is a real thing, okay? If you haven't seen it already, just type in NPC TikTok onto YouTube, and you'll find hundreds of people have covered this now. And there are basically people online who use TikTok as a way for people to give them money, okay, to give them stickers, which are then tradable for money, okay. And when someone gives them a sticker, they will act a certain way or do a certain thing, like a programmed person, like an NPC in a video game, and they carry themselves and act this way, like they are a fake person. They will kind of like do like a floating gesture, and the facial expressions will be locked in place and then switch suddenly and back and forth, and they will act like a fake human being, like a robot, like an android, like a character in a video game that only has a set number of responses, to certain stickers. So if someone posts stickers of food or ice cream, they'll stick out their tongue, make a licking noise, and go yum yum. And it's very bizarre. And there's like a particular one out there who's really famous for it, And just do some research on your own and look for these things, okay? And I'm watching this, and I'm like, wow, this is not right. Like this is wrong on so many levels, and I cannot cannot believe it's actually happening. It's like they've taken the whole NPC meme to a whole new level of irony that I cannot fathom. You know, it's almost like memery, meme magic is working on a whole scale right now that the whole world has gone in so insane and clown world that they rolled with the NPC remark to its inevitable conclusion of embracing it. You know? Um, and there's no way there's not some kind of weird sexual element to all of this. This has got to be a fetish of some kind. If you watch them, you'll understand the way they're acting. That it's highly fetishized. You know, it's highly perverted in some way. There are people who are watching this and getting off on it. You know, there are people who are watching this on purpose, sending money to these people on purpose because they get pleasure of some kind from being able to control an individual like that. And you can tell because some of the women who do this, a lot of them, you know, are dressed in a provocative way. They're acting like that. They know they know what they're doing. They're not stupid, you know. But there are men doing this too, and it's cringy. It's so cringy to see. Like I see it, and I'm like, that is just like so much self-awareness. It's painful to watch, and the fact that people think this is cool, it just says a lot about today's generation. Um, it's so cringy. Like it hurts to watch. It's worse than watching The Office for the first time. It's it's really bad. Like it's really hard to watch. Um, but it's real, and hundreds of thousands of people are watching these live TikToks of these people doing this. You know, making these sound effect noises and acting like a literal NPC. Um, and I just find it strange that this comes off the back of me actually mentioning this video, mentioning the NPC thing like a week ago, before any of this became out. As people, you know, I didn't plan it, but I make this video about, you know, all right, go easy on these people. You know, I know it's funny to call them an NPC, but they're just lost idiots. You know, they just need to wake up. That's all. They're just asleep. Um, and then lo and behold, people come out acting like literal NPCs a week later, and I can't. It's just I don't know. Now I feel like an idiot. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe these people are just literally just whims programs to the machine. I don't know. A lot of people are theorizing, are these actually real people or are they just AI generated? Because some people just cannot believe what they're seeing either. You know, it's like I don't even know what's real or not anymore. It's what a lot of these comments say. Like, is this real? Can this really be real? I mean, I think it is because from what I've researched, you know, one of the top people who does this is making like 7K a week doing this. You know, they're making bank just acting like a robot, dehumanizing themselves, and literally pretending to be a non-human entity, reacting to people's desires and whims through stickers. It's you can't make this stuff up. You know, this is even Black Mirror would have struggled to come up with something like this. It's weirder and funnier than fiction. You know, it's bizarre. Now, keeping this on a conspiratorial level, you know, one thing I've noticed is a regular trend with the people who do this is they stick their tongue out and they act like they're licking ice cream. Okay, and they go yum yum ice cream or something. I don't know, something stupid. But this act of sticking their tongue out and pulling these strange faces suddenly. I know some people out there who may have stumbled onto this video who aren't into conspiracy theories or the cultural conspiracy or spiritual warfare and all this type of stuff. Might not know what I'm on about here. But those who know, you know. There's this thing about sticking your tongue out in the Bible, and it's kind of like it's a sign of spiritual possession. It's a sign of a person who is extremely far removed from God and in fact mocks God, unknowingly or not. It's the spirit within them is Antichrist basically, and it's like it says something like, "To whom do you stick out your tongue?" You know, in this mocking manner, and it's basically saying to God is what you're doing this to, and it's the spirit in them using the body to manipulate them, and it's kind of like a sign that you've got this thing in you to stick out the tongue, and that's what they do a lot. A lot of them do this, you know, and then pull these random faces where it seems like the face is contorted in some strange way as they make some bizarre sound effect reacting to a food they don't like or something. Um, There's something strange about it, and I think these people really are just vessels under the control of demons. I think that's what it really is. Doing it for the attention and the clout, and they think they love the attention themselves. But I think it's the thing within them that's craving the attention and making them do these cringe, awful things. And the vessel, the person gets rewarded with a lot of money. And then the feedback loop happens where they think what they're doing must be a good thing, right? And from what I've gathered as well, the people doing this, they might be making a lot of money, but they don't, when they speak like a normal person and try and defend their actions, just my opinion, they don't sound like very intelligent people. They literally don't see past the vanity, the money, the it makes me feel good, so why shouldn't I do it type of attitude. They don't really see much further than that. The young people, the very naive, ignorant people. I don't think they understand the long-term consequences of putting themselves out there as this type of thing. Um, yeah, well, we'll see how that all turns out, won't we, in the future, I suppose. But I don't deny they're not getting rich from it. But it's a bizarre thing to choose to do with your life, and I do feel like these people, there is some dark spirit behind them. There really is. You don't act like that and put yourself out there in that type of way, um, unless you're blind to the way it looks and the way it's going to affect you for the rest of your life. And you don't think much further than the instant gratification of the now, which again are just signs of people addicted to themselves, to money, to fame, to adulation, to being adored, to having some level of notoriety. People who are terrified of being forgotten will literally do the most stupidest things to be infamous. Anything's better than nothing. And that those type of attitudes and that way of thinking is the telltale sign of somebody who's under some kind of influence, some kind of dark spiritual influence. Um, it's this it's a tale as old as time itself, and it's always been the case. But rather than selling your soul for rock and roll like they used to do in the 60s and 70s, it's this thing. It's whore yourself out in a degrading manner and get thousands of pounds a week, I guess. It's the same thing. And the fact that it kind of supports this whole acting like a fake human, this whole NPC thing, there's something about that too which doesn't hit right. Something about a human being purposefully choosing to act like a program in a machine. There's something weird about that as well, something dark, something that doesn't quite sit right with me. It's kind of like giving up your soul in a way, giving up your what makes you human in preference for something else, for something designed poorly, very poorly designed thing. This this creature that's kind of stuck in a matrix loop of a script that they can't get away from, and they feel, is it a comfort thing? Do they feel safer knowing they only have 10 lines that they can say their entire life to respond to certain things? Is it the thought and imaginations of no longer having to have any real control of your own life is freeing to them in some way? It's this ultimate abdication of responsibility. Like, I can't be responsible for my actions. I'm just a whim to my programming. It's that kind of weird underlying thought process going on that it's a comforting thought to no longer have to be in control of your own destiny, of your own life, of your own decisions. Just let somebody else control what you do by sending it the right thing, the right sticker, the right amount of money. um it's just something deeply metaphorically upsetting about it, wrong about it, just weird about it. These are the type of trends people are flocking to. Originally, I remember this was kind of a funny joke, people acting like NPCs in video games. I think I saw a few videos out there years ago, and of women and men pretending to be characters from like Skyrim, who were just terribly designed. You know what I mean? And it would be a joke, that they were acting like these poorly designed characters in video games that like walk into walls and don't really react to humans as a human would. It's kind of wrong, And but now it's like a fetish. Just think about that leap suddenly. That's it's yeah, it's a crazy world. So there's my comeback video after having a holiday. um, I'm recording this on my new laptop in my car. It's dark and raining, so I don't know what the sound's going to be like. But it should be better than the phone camera that I've been using. So hopefully this is a better quality, guys. I'll be live again tomorrow as per usual. Um, Upcoming some good news. I am speaking with Mark Steves from My Family Thinks I'm Crazy podcast on Tuesday. I don't think it'll be live, but that's something to look forward to. Um, yeah, so there you go. I've reached out to that guy. I've also, on a side note, for those who don't know, obviously I've got my Nephilim Look Like Clown series. I've invited Gary Wayne to come on and speak with me again about the clowns and to share with him some ideas from my book, and he could talk about his new book as well. And that's happening sometime in October. That's when his availability is. So that's in the works as well. A bit of an update for you there. Thanks for listening, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like the video. I'm so close to 13,000 subscribers, and I have been for like a month, but I keep losing a lot of subscribers, then gaining them and losing them and gaining them, and it's just not quite getting there. So help me get past that line. But other than that, guys, thanks for listening. I'll see you all tomorrow, and I'll be back next week with some more videos, hopefully. God bless.